Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Stedman. I'm the co-op manager for the Brantford and Milton campuses. And I'm here today to talk about the co-op option for business technology management, which is offered out of the Milton campus. So, for those of you who aren't aware of how co-op works at Laurier, it's an opportunity for students to gain hands-on practical work experience in your field of study. Now, the business technology management program is also fairly small, which means that there's an opportunity for students to get that one-on-one type of interaction with co-op consultants. So if there are, particular things that you're working through, like some resume review or cover letter review or interview skills, or you're looking to prep for that interview, consultants are a great resource for you there, and you'd have an opportunity to book in a meeting with one at any time while you're in the program. So students also gain 5 academic terms, or also will complete 5 academic terms of study before starting your first work term. And it also is a competitive entry process, and I'll outline exactly how this works. So the application portal will open in March, right towards the end of your first year. And the minimum GPA will be communicated right around early May. But I can say that it would be no lower than a 7.0 GPA overall. So this usually works out to be about a B minus average. Um, so students who meet the minimum GPA and apply within the time period of the middle of March all the way up until September the 4th, 2026. So these are all students who are progressing from first year to second year, will be invited for an interview in September. And this competitive entry interview will include review of your work experience, your volunteer and extracurricular participation, and the work experience and volunteer and extracurriculars will all be from, we'll factor in the last 3 years, so grade 11, grade 12, and first year. We'll also look at your overall GPA and how you perform in the interview. So how are you articulating your skills? How are you responding to questions in using the STAR method? So if you're not familiar with what STAR is, it's situation, task, action, and result. So this is the way that that most interviews and information is presented the most effectively, especially within Laurier Co-op. So here's the work study sequence for business technology management. So this is not a very flexible work study sequence. So first year is traditional. So you're in classes from fall and the winter term, and then you're out for summer vacation in the summer. And then the beginning of year 2 is the entry point for co-op, and students will take a fall term, a winter term, and then a spring term in terms of academics. And at the 3A point is when students would start applying for jobs and be seeking that first 8-month work term. So this 8-month work term is with one organization. It can't be split between 2 different organizations. It's all just with one company. And then once that work term has concluded, then you'll return for your 3B classes in the summer, right in the middle of third year, and you'll jump right back into recruiting again to look for a 4-month opportunity that will be in the fall. So once that fall term has concluded, then you'll return to your full-time classes at the beginning of January, and finish off your 4th year and then proceed into graduation. So some of the benefits of being in the co-op program, it's a great opportunity for students to gain, that insight into what it's like to be a business technology management professional. We have lots of students that are exploring things more on the business side, some that are more on the IT side. So it really is just a great opportunity to see exactly what the industry has to offer, and where you feel you and your skill set fits in the best. It's also a great opportunity for you to apply all the things that you're learning in your academics, apply lots of great skills that you're learning in your program, work with lots of professionals in the industry, who will be your contacts and network moving forward. You'll gain a full year of work experience because you'll complete that 8 month work term and the 4 month work term. So those two experiences collectively would be up to 12 months with two different organizations. And it would also help to finance your education because these are all paid work experiences. And these are the average salaries that we're seeing students earning currently. So students in their first work term, as you can see, the average is about $898 per week. And the average for third work term students is about $850 per week. Now, the reasoning behind this, a lot of times, first work term students will get those 8 month experiences working with larger, more established multinational organizations. And then when students get that experience under their belt and they proceed into their 4 month work term, maybe they'd like to switch it up and go with a smaller organization, more mid-size, but one that wouldn't necessarily be paying as much, but would be offering a different or a broader range of experience. Um, so that by the time you graduate, you've got this, really strong foundation of experience to guide you in the direction that you want to go after graduation. So once students are admitted into the co-op program through competitive entry, all students are admitted into co-op fundamentals. So this is something that we offer. It's broken down into 8 modules. Every student's got to complete 100% of the modules in order to proceed to their work term. But essentially, it's an employment readiness program, and we focus on resume, we focus on cover letter, we focus on interview skills, job search. We facilitate practice interviews to really get students prepared and ready for a competitive recruiting round. So while students are participating in these fundamentals, there's also speaker series events that students will attend, and there's a minimum of four that you'll have to go to between the fall and winter terms. There will also be individual appointments with your consultant so that you could be talking more specifically about what it is that you're looking for and what goals you're hoping to achieve while you're in the program. Then the job posting process always happens in May, and employer interviews usually happen towards the end of May for the business technology management program, securing jobs for the fall term. Then once you've secured the job, then there's a work term visit. So this will happen twice. So while you're on your 8 month work term, there'll be one at the middle of the fall term and then one at the middle of the winter term. And these are routine visits that we do for everybody who's out on work term, just checking in, making sure that everything's going okay. So there are formal touch points that we have for students while out on work term. Then all business technology management students would complete the work term report, which is a reflective exercise that's always going to be due at the end of the fall term. And then there's performance evaluations that are due at the end of every work term. So all students need to achieve at least satisfactory on their performance evaluation in order to proceed in the program. So some of the considerations that I'd like to highlight here. So there is a financial commitment to being in the co-op program, and this is in the form of co-op fees. So these fees are assessed 4 times within the business technology management program, and currently they're listed at about $897 per term. And students will pay a fee in the fall, once admitted into the co-op program, then one in the winter, then one in the spring. This is all happening during second year. And then when you're out on your 8 month work term, then you won't make any payment fees or fee payments at that time. But once you return for your 3B classes, that's when you'll make your fourth and final payment there. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. If you did want any more information, we do have that clearly outlined on our website. So please feel free to review it at that through those links there. Um, so there also is the possibility of relocation. So we do list all of our job opportunities on a job board, and you'll be choosing which jobs you are interested in and will be choosing to apply to. So, if there are opportunities you're looking at that are based out of the Ottawa area or maybe in Western Canada, that's entirely your choice. But you need to be cognizant of the fact that there will be times when you'll have to relocate, especially if the organization is requiring an in-office component as opposed to just a purely remote job. So this will be something you'll need to factor in, if you're applying to those jobs. We also cannot guarantee employment. So students are, applying to jobs and putting a lot of time and energy into the quality of resumes and cover letters and making sure you're getting good grades so it's reflected well on your transcript, and then performing well in interviews. So, and then employers are choosing which candidates they would like to make offers to. So while our employment rates have typically been quite high over the years, we cannot guarantee that everybody's going to secure employment. And then for those of you who are super active on campus, and if so, that's fantastic. But there are points in the year when some of those extracurriculars may be restricted, or there just may be an increased workload, especially in May when you're balancing a full course load. You're also applying to jobs, making adjustments to your cover letter and your resume and prepping for interviews. So there may be times when you might need to balance your priorities a little bit more. So geographically speaking, this is where we post most of our jobs. So as you can see from the lighter purple and the darker purple slices, these are areas where we're posting the most jobs, and this is pretty consistent across all of our programs. Where the GTA is really where the majority of our jobs are posted. However, there are quite a few opportunities that are posted in the KW area, also southeastern Ontario, out Ottawa way, and then there are small numbers of students who are working internationally as well. So as we get a little further away from the pandemic, then we're seeing more and more students who are working in office or at least have a hybrid type of model. There are very few roles that are purely remote. So we make great effort to post this information on each job description and job posting on Navigator, so that you're going to know exactly what the work dynamic is going to be. Here are some employers that we work with currently. So this list changes every year, but some of the organizations that we do work with quite regularly, would be Toyota and Nissan. So in that automotive sector there, CIBC, Manulife, Myovision, they've all recruited business technology management students quite regularly. But if there are any organizations that are high on your list that you want to be focusing on, you can always be reaching out to me, and I can let you know exactly what kind of relationship we have with those organizations. And if we haven't talked to them in a while, then I'd be happy to engage our team of consultants to be reaching out to them and seeing if we can generate some really great opportunities for you. But here's my contact information and my colleague Sarah as well. We're based out of the Brantford and the Milton campuses, so I plan on being in Milton pretty regularly. throughout the course of the week. So I'm always available to sit down and discuss, the co-op program, any questions you might have. I hope this webinar was helpful to you, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Take care. Bye-bye.